Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Erin Lay here. I'm so excited to get into this week with you. I've been a life coach and business strategist for over 30 years. I love helping people go from feeling stuck in overwhelm and self doubt, those self limiting beliefs that keep you back from doing what it is that you want to do, and helping you become focused and fearless and excited about your life, personally and professionally. So, we're going to get into this week. I got my notes. I'm super excited. This week is about self image and health. Healing from the inside out. And this is such a cool topic. Cannot wait to get into this with you. Okay, so your body hears everything that your mind believes, right? And then if you want to heal, it starts with self image because the body is the instrument of the mind. So let's get into the first talking point. The body follows the mind. Science shows thoughts affects physiology. Stress versus calm shifts your chemistry. Okay, it's like when the body is at ease. Oh, it feels so good. Like you just feel chill. Your vibration, your frequency that you put out into the world is chill. Like it's just calm versus the chaos, right? When you're in chaos and you just, the adrenals are draining and cortisol is flying all over the place, then your body is not at ease. Your body goes into dis-ease. And we know what that leads to, right? And it's not a good thing. So you want to just really do the work, the personal development work to help you personally and professionally to stay out of the chaos and stay in the calm. Okay? Because it's the healthiest thing for you, especially in the long term. A negative self-image, like I'm broken, keeps the body locked in illness mode. And it's so true. The cells hold on to whatever it is that you believe. And if you believe that you're broken, your cells are going to hold on to that belief and it will create more brokenness for you, and the subconscious mind, the job of your subconscious mind is to bridge the gap from where you are to where you believe you want to be. And if you're repeatedly saying, I'm broken, then your subconscious mind will get to work, like Pac-Man, get to work and doing what it needs to do to keep you broken. I use the analogy of Pac-Man because we go through life like calm, chill, Pac-Man just doing its thing, going around. And then all of a sudden we get activated, right? Like Pac-Man gets activated and it's like, and starts eating the monsters and all this other stuff. But is it doing it from a place of chill? Like, this is what I do. This is what I'm, like, this is what keeps me healthy and keeps me alive, with love, joy, and inner peace. It's what I do. Or is it from a place of chaos? I gotta get this done. I have to because I'm so tied to this outcome. I'm so tied to how it has to happen along the way. We're not supposed to worry about the how. You know where you are, you know where you want to be, that vision, that ultimate destiny that you want to get to. Don't worry about the how, but because the job of the subconscious mind is to figure that out for you, right? And attract to you the people, place, and things that will get you there. So, with regard to health, you want to be in that place where you're speaking into wellness. You're speaking into that the body is whole, right? Like it's healthy. And because again, the body's the instrument of the mind. And whatever you believe, that's what the body is going to act out. So believe that you are at ease. And you have every reason to believe that you are at ease because you can create anything that you want in this world. So you can go and create more things that will keep you at ease rather than sitting home and biting your fingernails and worrying about something, because worrying is just a prayer for what you don't want. You could stay at ease and go and make phone calls, send an email, get outside and be around people, whatever it is that you want to do or accomplish. It doesn't take much to just get out there and do it. And then it's healthy for you to do that. And the mind starts to believe, like actually have control over this. And the body's like, yep, I'm good. I'm good. So that is the first talking point. And a healed self image creates space for cellular repair and vitality, right? So, and it starts at the quantum level first. So the quantum level means energetically. So energetically, the body will start to go into dis-ease energetically first based on what we're thinking. So energetically, the body's starting to alter, right? And then physiologically, then the mitochondria is affected and the cells start to go into disease, dis-ease. But it always starts at the quantum level first. All right. So you want to just guard your thoughts carefully. Make sure you're speaking from a place of health and wellness and wholeness, not brokenness, not illness, not you can't. It's you can. Okay. And you can always figure out a way, because that's what's amazing about this world is there is a solution for everything. I always say, like when somebody passes away, that's a whole different conversation. But while we're here on this planet in this 3D, there is a solution for everything. Promise you. Second talking point, health identity is far more powerful than habits alone. That is so cool and so true. Habits matter, but they only stick if they are aligned with your identity, right? So if your divided mind gets nothing done, if you say you're speaking into that you're one way, but you're really another way, or you're acting in one way, but you're thinking in another way, like that's the divided mind, it gets nothing done and it really can't be trusted. Because if your actions speak louder than words, if you're saying one thing, but you're doing something else, that's a contradiction, not living in integrity, not in harmony, there's no character there. So you want to make sure that you're in alignment with who you truly are and don't hide from who you truly are. And if you are hiding from who you truly are right now, chisel away from what you're surrounding yourself with, from what you're creating to hide behind, and chisel away that like the David, started to emerge, that masterpiece that you are as a human being. Okay. So the next thing is the second talking point is health identity is more powerful than habits alone. We spoke about habits matter, but they only stick if they align with your identity. And now if you say, I'm someone who takes care of my body, that leads to sustainable choices. If you actually say, I'm someone who takes care of my body, the more you say that and the more you ruminate on that, the more you will do that. Because again, the job of your subconscious mind is to bridge the gap from where you are to where you want to be. And if you're constantly auto-suggestion, speaking over and over and over, repetition, saying something, and again, this is very empowering when you say that you're someone who takes care of your body, then you will, because the subconscious mind will create the habits and the discipline that will help you to do that. The habits, again, it's a paradigm. So you have a cluster of beliefs and habits stored in your subconscious mind. That's called a paradigm. And you can shift the paradigm from one who says, I don't take care of my body. I feel so guilty because I don't take care of my body. I just had Chips Ahoy, or I just had, like Burger King or whatever. And you're constantly beating yourself up, but you're still in the pattern of not doing what's in the best interest of your body. Then, again, you're living in that conflict and you're going to continue to live that out. But guilt will never serve you. Doing what's not in the best interest of your body and your mind will never serve you. And we know this at the conscious level, but we have to really ingrain it subconsciously and shift that paradigm from somebody who makes excuses for, I believe that I deserve that because when I was a kid, I believed I got a bowl of ice cream every time I got an A on a test, or, so the positive reinforcement was always something that was, listen, a bowl of ice cream, a Chip Ahoy, whatever, everything in moderation. I'm a firm believer, like enjoy it as well, everything in moderation, right? But when you start to when it starts to shift or tilt into like, instead of moderation to excess, you know what I mean? Like, and only you would know what that is, then it's not healthy. Then you want to start to change the conversation that you're having with yourself. Because again, through auto suggestion and what you say over and over and over again, like, I am somebody who takes care of my body, then you will, right? Okay. So that's the first talking point. The second talking point is health identity is more powerful than habits alone. Okay, so habits matter, but they only stick if they align with your identity. I'm someone who takes care of the body. All right, this is the last talking point in this one. Identity outlasts willpower. It becomes who you are, not just what you do. I'm going to read that again. Identity is super powerful. Identity outlasts willpower. It becomes who you are, not just what you do. Okay. So I wrote a book I wrote a book called The Will to Live, which was a memoir for young adults, young adult women who were diagnosed with cancer, because I was diagnosed with cancer in 1991. It was a crazy 2.5 year protocol. I was 25 years old. All of my hair fell out, everything. I didn't even have eyelashes, like nothing. And it was a crazy time because my demographic was not represented. It was young people like St. Jude's, the babies, and the elderly. That was it. There were really no conversations and no support for young adults that were diagnosed with cancer. So I thought, okay, I'm now coaching them in the waiting room and the treatment rooms and stuff like that, because I learned about all this personal development stuff from reading the books, and I'm sharing all the information with the cancer patients. And so the doctor started having the patients call me at home. That's how I started coaching in the 90s. And I thought, what can I do to make that situation better for young adults? And I wrote the book, The Will to Live. Okay. Now, The Will to Live, my memoir, my experience, during that time with cancer, it defines like who I was, the transformation I had to make within who I was. I couldn't stay the same person and heal myself. Right? We can't stay the same person and change whatever it is that we need to change. So Dr. Joe Dispenza said it so beautifully. We need to change our personality in order to change our personal reality. And I didn't consciously say, oh, Erin, you got to change your personality. It just started to happen because I started to educate myself and become aware of all of these books and these readings and these epiphanies. And it was my awakening. And when I became fully aligned with who I truly was, it was mind blowing. And it just I protect it with everything that I've got for over 30 years, that I teach others on how to do the same thing. But the will to live is about what you do. I had to shift my identity first in order to develop that will to live, that commitment, not just interested. Oh, I really want to live. But this first sign of like an obstacle, like, oh, this chemo's not going so well for me right now. I didn't quit. I didn't quit in my dream to live. I didn't second guess it. I was all in. I don't care what's going on. I'm going through what I need to go through. And I would say to myself, okay, body, take what you need and leave the rest, with regard to the medicines and pharmaceuticals and all that kind of stuff. Take what you need and leave the rest. But my will to live, it just transcended everything, And when the doctors came in crying, telling me I was going to die multiple times, and called my parents to come say goodbye to me, I kept living. Right? They told me I'd never have children because I didn't store my eggs. And it was a crazy 2.5 year protocol that were beyond the doses at the local cancer hospital's legal limits. And it went on to have three with no medical intervention whatsoever. Three miracle kids, Brendan, Danny, and Maggie. And they're now 27, 23, and 22, two boys and a girl, and healthy. So you can do, be, and have anything that you want. And with regard to the will, it's so powerful. But again, you need your identity to be in alignment with the will. Okay. All right. Schedule a call with me. We can go deep into this, for me to help you develop your will to do whatever it is that you want to do. And again, shift your identity so it's in alignment with that. It's my passion. So again, I wrote a whole book on it. I should have it over here to hold it up. Okay. And then the third talking point, how to build a thriving health self-image. How to build a thriving health self-image. Visualize yourself already healed. See it and feel it daily. This is so cool. Okay. I learned about this again from the hospital bed with cancer in 1991. It's called the law of assumption. The law of assumption. Neville Goddard. I'll never forget it. So he's the pioneer at one. He was somebody who was big back then when I don't know if he's the pioneer. I call him the pioneer because he's so into this, and he's who I studied. And it was back in the day when he was teaching this, long before 1991. I learned about it. The law of assumption is when you have a goal, when you have that vision for your life, that North Star that you want to hit it, you want to close your eyes and go into your imagination. For me at the time, it was health and wholeness. The cancer was gone and I was whole and I was healthy and it was amazing. And so I would close my eyes and I would go into my imagination, which is the breeding ground for everything that you want to create. And so within that imagination, I would see myself laughing with my friends and healthy and just celebrating and just see myself extremely healthy. And I had to bring my vision alive. So I would smell the food on the table. The colors were vibrant. I'd feel the climate, the feel of the hugs, just again, the celebration. And so you bring that vision alive with all of your senses, the smell of the cologne, the perfume, the food and the flowers and everything. Utilize all of your senses, including the sixth sense of intuition, and bring it alive. Key to manifesting, which is the law of assumption, the key to this is have the feeling as if it's already happening. So you're emotionalizing that vision. You're emotionalizing those thoughts. When you emotionalize that vision, now it's on steroids. And that's the key. Have the feeling as if it's already happening right now. And before you know it, you will attract to you the people, place, things that will start to bring that vision to a reality. People call it coincidence, happenstance. Oh, I don't know how I met this person out. What a coincidence. It was exactly what I needed for A, B, C, D, right? There's no such thing as coincidence. This is how the world works. And the law of assumption proceeds as primary to the law of vibration. And the law of vibration leads to the law of attraction. There was the movie The Secret, and everybody talks about the law of attraction. It all starts with the law of assumption. So in your imagination, the vision that you have, it's alive. You have the feeling as if it's happening right now. Your body feels so good because it's right there. You've accomplished it. And then the frequency that you're giving out into the field will attract the people, place, and things. That's the law of attraction. Electronically, we put out with our thoughts what we want. Magnetically, with our heart, emotionalizing those thoughts. It's like a magnet. Law of attraction, attracting the people, place, and things to make it a reality. Okay, let me get back to my notes. I love this topic. Okay, and then speak health affirmations in the present tense. Don't say, I will do this. Again, I wrote the book, The Will to Live, but I teach you, you don't say, I will accomplish that because it's still out in the future, and you'll always be waiting because you're saying, I will, blah, 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 whatever it is that you want to accomplish, right? Dot, dot, dot. So you want to say, I am healthy. I am happy. I am strong. I am, and then whatever your vision is that you want to do, if you want to create your own business, I'm a business owner. I'm a thriving business owner. I'm a 7, 8, 9, 10 figure business owner, whatever it is that you want to accomplish, I am. So embody, become the identity of that person. Step into those shoes. How does that person walk? How does that person speak? How does that person drive around the car? When you get behind the wheel of your car, picture whatever car it is that you want to be driving. Visualize it as if you're driving that car that you want. I am. Always say I am. Two of the most powerful words in the English in the dictionary for our language, period. I am. Because that literally becomes who you are. When you say I am broken, I am not good enough, I am not worthy, I am not whatever. Yeah, if it's self-limiting beliefs, that's what you're constantly becoming. And you're going to keep yourself in that state. But when you shift to what you think will lead to the way you speak and the actions you take. So when you start to believe, yes, you are worthy. Yes, you are smart enough. Yes, you are good enough. You are deserving of this. I am. To speak with I am. And I feel, right? I feel this way because it's all present tense. I will is too future paced. And I don't want you to speak because, again, it'll just be in that loop of always, you'll be in waiting constantly. So anything that's present tense, I am, I feel, I do, right? Like those, especially I am, but I do and I feel and stuff like that. Those are great with regard to creating the life that you want. Okay. So I spoke about the cancer, my experience with the cancer, writing the book, The Will to Live, and how powerful the will is and how I had to shift my identity with regard to that first. So I want to speak about a client. I had a client many years ago who he wanted to get clean and sober, and he did. And because he just wanted a better life with his kids and his wife. And so when he made the decision to get clean and sober, in the beginning, he was just interested in doing it. Like he really wanted to do it. He really, like, his heart was in the right place. He really wanted to do it. But the first sign of temptation, at the first sign of an obstacle, or he had a bad day, he just, he didn't go through. He had to restart and restart and restart. But the more he did the personal development work and this spiritual work, the more he develop the strength to become more committed. Like no matter what was coming at him and in the present tense, because we don't create anything from the past and we don't create anything from the future. We create from the present moment. So always staying in the present moment, he was able to start speaking into exactly who he is, this redefined version of who he is. And he became more and more committed to it. And with each day, when he would get through a day and he was able to celebrate that he got through that the day before, and then the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and he was able to build the evidence of that new definition of who he was, he started feeling better and better and better about himself. And then it was momentum, the momentum. And before you knew it, he was clean and sober and he was clean for a long time. His relationship with his family became amazing. And that could have gone a whole different direction. But he did the work. He reclaimed his health. He reclaimed his health and wellness. And we all have the power to do that. But again, like you have to shift your identity and then you have to have that will, that strong will to make it happen. And you can do it. And I'm so proud of him and I'm so excited for him and his family. Okay. So, what I want for you for the exercise for this week to do is a daily practice. I want you to state, I am the kind of person who, and then with a health-based identity, finish that sentence. With a health-based identity, I want you to finish that sentence. I am the kind of person who, what is it that you would like to accomplish? Who is it that you would like to become? Who is it that you would like to remember about who you truly are? Authenticity has 400 times a higher vibration than love. That's how important it is to be authentic, to be fully you, to just step into your identity, your health identity, the healthy version of you. And you can do it. We're born as authentic souls into this world. And then before you know it, we have the self-limiting beliefs that we take on from the people we trust. And they mean well, whether it's our family, our places of worship, the people at school, the teachers, they mean well. But all of a sudden, we have these self-limiting beliefs that we weren't born with. And it's a matter of going through a lifetime of undoing that and remembering who you truly are and becoming and stepping into the shoes of who you'd like to grow into in this fun, really cool experience here on earth. Okay? Because we're here to learn and grow, right? Remember who we are and also stretch the soul always calls for expansion, always calls for expansion. That's why we're here. So let's do it in the healthiest way possible, right? With a strong self-image. All right. So that's your work for this week. And if you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. I love that. And if you'd like to schedule a call with me, you can at scheduleerin.com. I would love to have a call with you to see, what your goals are, what you feel is holding you back, and how I can support you in helping you to make your goals your reality. All right. And create that vision for your life. And again, if you want to just go and do the deep dive right into the course, you can go to the lifeontrackcourse.com and you can register there and get started right away. All right. So I love this and I look forward to next week. So until then, have a magnificent day and always remember, live onward and upward.